In the 1990 comedy Quick Change, the robbers escape from the bank by blending in with the released hostages. Donna Brazile employs a similar getaway strategy with her new book, Hacks, the inside story of the break-ins and breakdowns that put Donald Trump in the White House. No mea culpa memoir, Hacks refers to those other scoundrels, not Brazile mind you, who tipped the scales in the Democratic Party's presidential nominating process against Senator Bernie Sanders, and those darn Russians who mucked up the beautiful Clinton coronation masterfully orchestrated by Brazile, and so many others who sold out their party's primary voters. When last we saw Ms. Brazile, she attempted to spin her way out of a scandal by likening a left-wing reporter asking her a pointed question to misogyny. "Sir, if you want to badger me like Donald Trump badgers women, you're welcome to," Brazile scolded Jordan Chariton. The perpetrator repeatedly portrayed herself as the victim of a cybercrime and, in October of 2016, defensively told Fox News, "I will not sit here and be persecuted," in response to questions about sharing the questions for the debate. Maybe if Fox News had the decency to share its queries with Brazile before the interrogation, she might have responded more calmly. The Young Turks reporter dared ask Brazile whether she owed Bernie Sanders an apology for, in her role as a CNN contributor, sharing debate questions with the Hillary Clinton campaign in advance of televised events. She cheated, and then, shocker, she lied about cheating. This strategy of deflection failed. In March, Brazile, contrary to her earlier assertions, admitted in time that sending those emails was a mistake I will forever regret. She now spins herself as the Vermont senator's paladin battling the corrupt forces in the Democratic Party who rigged the process against him. "I had promised Bernie when I took the helm of the Democratic National Committee after the convention that I would get to the bottom of whether Hillary Clinton's team had rigged the nomination process, as a cache of emails stolen by Russian hackers and posted online had suggested," Brazile writes, published as an excerpt of her book, at Politico. "I'd had my suspicions from the moment I walked in the door of the DNC a month or so earlier, based on the leaked emails. But who knew if some of them might have been forged? I needed to have solid proof, and so did Bernie. I have my suspicions about Brazile's suspicions." Given Brazile's starring role in those leaked emails, one surmises her hunches started long before the release of those emails. Getting to the bottom of this whodunit, the former Democratic National Committee chair might now want to help OJ in his quest to find the real killers or exonerate that kid with crumbs on his face with his hand in the cookie jar. The agreement, signed by Amy Dacey, the former CEO of the DNC, and Robbie Mook with a copy to Mark Elias, specified that, in exchange for raising money and investing in the DNC, Hillary would control the party's finances, strategy, and all the money raised. Brazile admits in her new memoir, her campaign had the right of refusal of who would be the party communications director, and it would make final decisions on all the other staff. The DNC also was required to consult with the campaign about all other staffing, budgeting, data, analytics, and mailings. She learned about this over a year ago. But only now, when she stands to make a buck through a book, does Brazile tell us. Give her this, she's more forthcoming than Debbie Wasserman Schultz. The funding arrangement with Hillary for America and the Victory Fund agreement was not illegal, but it sure looked unethical, says the author, whose behavior was not illegal but sure looked unethical. If the fight had been fair, one campaign would not have control of the party before the voters had decided which one they wanted to lead. This was not a criminal act, but as I saw it, it compromised the party's integrity. Before she told all in her tell-all, Brazile claims she told all to the main victim, outside of the electorate, of the skullduggery. "When I hung up the call to Bernie," she confesses, "I started to cry, not out of guilt, but out of anger. We know not out of guilt because we know Donna Brazile. One normally admits guilt, unambiguously or tacitly, before one feels guilt. People in the wrong just gotta be right." Brazile's initial response to her personal scandal involved portraying herself as a persecuted victim. She is not that. Those requiring instruction into what Brazile really is need only look at the big blue letters on the cover of her book. Tim Pierce, Creative Commons.